We will never have a period again together after this.
There is no way this is true.
Oh no, the girls are on their period. Stay away.
That's always what I call it. They're beautifully
It's like a
disgusting.
little caterpillar.
I am having a hysterectomy in less than a month. And so this is going to be the last time that we all have a period together.
But what's a hysterectomy? Hysterectomy.
A hysterectomy, a full hysterectomy is where they go in and like remove your uterus, your ovaries, so you don't have any women parts anymore in there. I'm having a partial, they're leaving one ovary so that I don't need to take estrogen supplements.
What's that?
Estrogen is what makes a woman work, pretty much. And when you take out your uterus and your ovaries, that's what makes the estrogen. And
So now we know for a fact you can't have more babies.
yeah, no babies whatsoever. And with my cancer, I can't take estrogen supplements. That's why they're not taking everything. That's why they're leaving the ovary. But that also means that we will never have a period again together after this.
And you're sad about this?
Yes and no.
Why?
Well,
Periods are the worst.
I'm happy to not have a period anymore, but also we won't be able to share that connection anymore. You guys may think it's weird, but it's something that only women can do, and if you don't have a period, you can't have babies.
Well, yeah, but like,
We're so weird.
while you're a teenager, I'm not gonna have a baby at 16.
And that's not what I'm excited about. I'm excited about the prospect of you having babies.
I'm not gonna have a baby for another like 5 years.
Well, that's true, but that's because we teach you that it's a good thing to wait until you're married to have babies. But some people, once you have a cycle, you can have a baby. And so some people, it's normal to have babies at 16, 17.
That's
You
weird
can't
to think
you
about.
can't discount that. Yes, I had a baby at 17.
I'm just scratching my lip.
You can't discount the fact that now that you both are officially women, you could have babies.
That's weird to think about.
It is weird to think about, but it's also something that happens, and women shouldn't be shamed because of it, because they had a baby. And a lot of women are shamed because of it. That is why I'm sad about not having a period with you guys anymore. Hopefully I'll be nicer all the month instead of be grumpy. But I want to tell you guys about my experience. The first time I learned about periods, I went to the maturation program at the school.
I didn't go to
You
that.
didn't have to go to that.
I did.
But so I was there and I learned about it, and I'm like, there is no way this is true. I hadn't heard anything about periods before that. I didn't know a thing about them before that. And so I was like, this is a joke. There's no way this is true. And so I came home and talked to my sister about it, and she's like, yeah, it's true. But do you guys remember the first time we talked about it?
That period has never been the same.
You guys are such drama queens. It's kind of like rocks your world the first time you learned about it, right? It's like,
Especially when you have a mouthful of beef salad.
it's like, I'm really gonna have to go through that?
It's disgusting.
And you know, some girls don't know anything about it until it actually happens to them. And they go to the bathroom and they like start bleeding and they think they're dying. It's better to know, right? Than to just be like, oh, what's happening to me? And I also remember the first time I had my period. My sister had a baby that same day, and so my mom was gone. She was at her house. I couldn't get a hold of her. I called and called and called and called, and finally I got a hold of her, and I'm like, I started my period, I think. And she's like, okay, we'll go find some pads. Talk to you later. And so I was just like, and so I was left to have to figure out where the pads were. I knew how to use them. I had been told how to use a pad, how to kind of what tampons were, and so I just had to go find pads. And the next day I went to my sister's house to visit her after having the baby, and I like used her hospital pads that were like huge and like wrapped up to your armpits, and it was crazy. But at least you guys, the first time you started, how did you feel the first time you started?
No, the first time I started, it was like caught me by surprise a little bit because everyone kept telling me it's the worst, you'll feel so much pain, it'll be terrible, and then it happened. I'm like, that was not painful at all. I mean, I'll have a couple cramps here and there, but it's not terrible.
Yeah,
but you got so excited though. You're like, yes, you finally have some period.
I know, but we were worried about health problems with you. And
that was a relief.
And you were having those terrible, terrible cramps before, and so to just have a period was
so nice.
At first I was like, ew, because you started your period. So before, we all thought that Allie had medical problems because she hasn't started forever, and I was like, oh crap, I'm gonna be like Allie, not start till I'm like 36. And then I had it and I was like, sweet, 13, I don't have any problems.
I remember the first time having to go to school on my period.
Oh, it's the worst.
Yeah.
It's kind of awkward at first because you're like, I need to go to the bathroom, and they're like, you just barely went like 30 minutes ago, and it's like, I gotta go again. And they're like, no, what? And it's just like, especially with guy teachers, because they're like, I don't want to hear that kind of stuff, just go. And it's so awkward just to get up with like your backpack and just leave. But I've gotten used to it now.
Well, and the thing is, everybody knows why. Every girl knows why. And so it's not like you should be ashamed of it, because every girl has to go through it, and every girl is doing the same thing, and just at different times.
I remember the first time I went for school, so the bathroom was right here and my locker was right here. So they're pretty close. So I went, and it was like during lunch, so everyone was walking past, and so I went and like unzipped my backpack, like barely, so I could like barely put my hand in there, and unzipped the little bags and like grabbed it and hurried and ran to the bathroom. My friend's like, are you hiding from me? Are you mad at me? I'm like, no. I just really had to go.
So now that you guys have had a few periods, do you feel more comfortable with it? Do you feel like you can talk to your friends about it? That you can...
They have to be like close friends, not like this person that I met like a week ago. I'm like, hey, yo.
Actually, I don't. Me and my friends talk about our periods all the time. We're always like, oh, we're on our periods, and like our guy friends have gotten used to it now. They're like, oh no, the girls are on their periods, stay away. But it's normal to talk. Like my friends and I, we're always talking about our periods.
What would you, as yourselves now, say to yourselves starting your period? Is there any advice you would give to yourselves?
Everything that you're worried about is not gonna happen.
Like what? What kind of things were you worried about?
Like running out of pads on your first day. Like for some reason they just magically disappear. Because all my friends had my locker combo. So not really magically. Leaking.
Oh, that was always the biggest fear. I think that's everyone's fear.
Yeah.
And going into the bathroom often.
I would probably tell myself that it's not as painful as people say. It's actually not that bad at all. It's 100 times better than cramps.
What about talking to your parents about having your period?
It's not like I'm gonna walk in a room and be like, hey, let's just have a conversation about periods just for fun.
Then again, me and mommy do it.
I mean, like, not when you're not on your period. Like, hey, yo, I'm bored. Let's talk about periods.
We still do it. No, it's so normal now. Like, it's weird not to talk about periods with my mom. At first, I was just like, no, can't talk to her. She's making it so awkward. This is so weird. But now I'm just like, let's have a conversation about periods.
What about dads? Is it awkward to talk to your dad about it?
No, not really.
He's pretty chill about it. So,
I mean, after all, like, my cramps and stuff, I'm just gotten used to talk to daddy, because it's just like, it feels weird not to talk to boys about it too, because they're gonna have to deal with it in the future, so might as well learn about it.
When you were born, I was so excited, and I told myself the things that I was going to do when you came to that age. So when you were a little baby, I was already thinking, okay, how am I going to have these conversations with her at this age? And it was a scary thing. But what got into my head was, I don't need to talk about it then. We can talk about it leading up to it as you grow older and older and older. And as we did that, it was kind of a conversation that was kind of already there before you started, right? And so, and naturally as you started, and then Savannah and then Lizzie, it's kind of natural for them because they hear us talking about it already, right? And so for me, I don't understand it all. I don't understand periods at all. I like to think I know the science behind it and a few of those things, and I think it's one of the most beautiful things in the world because it's without that you can't actually create life. But as a dad, it's actually really scary to have it to be something that your daughters are even going through. You now have the option to get pregnant, and so that's a scary thing for a dad. It's like really scary. And so where your fear is and my fear is, it's kind of in the same boat. There's a lot of unknown. I think we're scared of the unknown. What advice would you give a dad that was just petrified to talk to his daughter about this kind of thing? Because you know as a daughter that you do want somebody to talk to you about this. You do want somebody to help you through it. What advice would you give a dad?
You help your wife with it. At least I hope you help your wife with it. Like, not just, I'm gonna stay away. Anyway, you should, like, it's your daughter, so you should at least just go up to him and take him out to go to a park or something and eat dinner or something and just talk to him. And, like, they can talk back to you, obviously.
So you would think if they never talked about it ever, and the dad and the daughter went out, let's say she's 14 years old, and the dad said, you know what? I'm gonna go talk to my daughter about this. Do you think it'd be awkward at first?
Yeah.
Do you think it would change after they started talking about it?
Yeah.
Do you think it would help the relationship?
Yeah.
What advice would you give a girl that maybe mom was not around? Maybe she's been raised by her grandma or something, or maybe, heaven forbid, mom passed away. What would you give advice to a girl that only had her dad as an option to talk to about it?
It's okay to talk to your dad. It may seem uncomfortable at first, but he wants to help you out, and so you go talk to your dad. Like, they've all had a friend, a wife, a daughter, a mother who has been through a period, so they know at least a little bit to help you out, so don't be scared to go talk to them.
So really the point of this whole conversation is we want you to know that no matter what, there's always someone you can talk to about this. You can find a teacher, your mom, your dad, your grandma, grandpa, anyone. Don't be embarrassed about your period. A period is actually a beautiful thing. Without it, you can't bring new life into this world. One other thing with a period, you need to keep yourself really clean when you're having your period. Oh yeah. Periods are a beautiful, disgusting thing. That's always what I call it. They're beautifully disgusting.
It's like a little caterpillar. They're beautiful. I mean, they're disgusting looking, and then they're beautiful.
Oh, that's a good analogy.
Because caterpillars are kind of ugly.
Totally different.
Well,
Okay, so make sure you can tell somebody about your period. Don't be ashamed of it. It's beautiful, and you're worth it. So talk to someone about it. Don't hide it. Don't hold it in. Don't feel shamed about it. So we wanted to ask you if us making like 13 period hack video is something you would be interested in. We want to help girls that have had their period, who haven't had their period, who are just having it for the first time and they don't know what to do. Let us know in the comments below if you would like a period hack video. Just remember, girls, this happens to everyone. Everyone has gone through it. Don't be embarrassed about it. It's a beautiful thing. Share it with people that you trust, and don't hide it. Don't shame yourself. Remember always that you are worth it. We love you guys. Bye.
Hey, bye,